Okay, I guess I have to say something because I'm so opinionated. I've been listening to all this stuff they're talking about. Trump says he's going to add 10% to aluminum tariff, and imports of steel are going to be 25% increase. And then the people that are for that say, well, look here, I mean, a can of soup costs $1.95, and there's 3 cents worth of metal or steel in that can, so an extra 25% of 3 cents, that's less than a penny. It's not going to mean anything. And then aluminum cans, they add 10% on an import aluminum can of beverage or beer or whatever. That's only like maybe 1 cent, 2 cents for a 6-pack of Cokes or 6-pack of beer. It's really infinitesimal. I think that's the word. Now, then they say, well, the people that are against it say, yeah, you know what that's going to cost though? We produce 800 billion beverage cans a year. So that's 10%, that's $800 million worth of increase in cost. Well, I'm not buying 1 million cans of Miller Lite or Coca-Cola. When I'm paying an extra penny or two for a 6-pack of Cokes, that really doesn't affect me, and I doubt if it affects many people. Then they say, well, the 25% of the steel, 10% of the aluminum, what about the cars? Well, if they say a $30,000 car will now cost an additional, because of the amount of metal in it, $175. Okay. $30,000, $175. Oh, that's a lot of money. That means a lot of money to a lot of people. You know how many cars are produced? Well, I'm buying one car. So if I'm paying $175 more, and let's say I take a note out for, let's say 6 years, 72 months, which I think is norm now, on a $30,000 car, in 6 years when I'm ready to sell that car, maybe I'll sell it for half of what I paid for it. If it costs me an extra $175, think about this. You're going to get half your money back, $87.50. Then you say, well, let's see, $87 is what it cost me out of my pocket for 6 years. That's about $11 a year. That's less than $1 a month. Big whoop. If you can afford a $30,000 car payment or buy a $30,000 car right out, straight out, you certainly can afford an extra 80 cents or so a month for that car. It really means nothing. When I first imported back in the 70s, early 70s, I was paying 110% on jewelry coming out of China. I was paying 54% on cloisonne, such things. Furniture, I think, was 42% or 38%, something like that. So when I bought a piece of jewelry for, let's say, $10 for simplicity's sake, bringing it in the United States, I had to give the U.S. Customs $11. Now I've got $21 plus freight, plus my trip that I had to recoup going over and buying, and so I might have $23 or $4 in that piece of jewelry. So I sell it for, instead of selling it for, if I had $10 in it, I sell it for $20. Now I'm selling it for $45. Well, I made a lot more profit when I doubled my money from $22 to $45 than I did from $10 to $20. And everybody got used to paying $45 for that piece of jewelry. But what I would end up doing, because there was special treatment and zero duty on items from Taiwan, for instance, I tried to buy as much as I could out of Taipei in Taiwan, and because I could import their brass and their jewelry and all that, zero duty. So it became something very instrumental in boosting their economy, because they were our ally. When we dropped it all on China and Vietnam and zero tariffs on most countries over in Southeast Asia, then all of a sudden everything went back to China, because, I mean, you know, let's be fair, they were making $2, $3 a day for skilled labor, you know, and we were paying a whole lot more. So of course things get manufactured cheaper. Plus the government subsidizes a lot of those companies to get started, where our government does not. I have a friend, an acquaintance that I knew out of Dallas that had 5,000 workers working in Thailand. 5,000. He told me one day, he says, Paul, I'm gonna move my entire operation. I made the decision. I said, really? I said, where are you taking everything? He said, I'm taking all the operations. Instead of producing out of Thailand, I'm going to Vietnam. I said, really? I said, why? Well, number one, they're more disciplined. They show up Monday mornings. Their skilled labor is better. And instead of $3 a day, I can pay them $2 a day and get a better quality product for a third the labor cost. So there you go. People will go wherever it is the cheapest. And when we're have steel mills here, and we have aluminum mills here, and we have coke plants and everything else that corresponds with making steel, and coal mining and all that is vertically related to that product, and it will help that industry. And if people want to, they talk about the trade wars and all that. If we send corn over to Europe, then they're going to put a tariff on it. Well, so be it. The point is, we need to be a manufacturing country again. We need to produce our own products. And that's a very good way to do it. Frankly, I think Trump's idea is superb. And I imagine instead of 25%, they'll probably negotiate that down. But I think it's a good start on saving our manufacturing in this country. And that's all I've got to say about that. Now I'm going to, no watch, now I'm going to go turn on Cedar Springs Presbyterian Church, John Wood, who's my favorite pastor. Now that I live in Florida, I don't get to see him every Sunday. And it's called Cedar Springs Presbyterian Church, CSPC.net. And you can go and listen to one of his sermons. That's all I have to say about the Lord. Okay? Take care and have a great day.